How's it going, everybody? This is Craig Bush Rocks. Welcome to my channel. Well, today is the 5th anniversary of PlayStation 5. Came out November 12th, 2020. And boy, what a ride it's been for the PlayStation 5. The ups and downs and everything else and stuff like that. And boy, I could say it's been interesting between Xbox and Nintendo. Nintendo's not doing their own thing with their Switch 2 now that that's out and stuff like that. So Sony don't really have anything to worry about with Nintendo. It's no big deal because Nintendo's never going to bring Mario Brothers on PlayStation 5 and stuff like that. And then we got Xbox, which we'll probably talk about once that 5th anniversary comes up. I can't remember if that came up already or not. We have to talk about it. But with Xbox pretty much going third party, pretty much and stuff like that. So Sony don't got to worry about Xbox too much anymore when it comes down to being on a console war type side of it. Xbox got their own thing, which, okay, that's cool. I love my Xbox. I collect Xbox just as I collect PS3 and stuff like that, and my PS5. But PS5, for the most part, has been pretty much exclusive. Not to the most part, but you know I'm talking about being on a console. They got PC ports and stuff like that went over to PC. So when it comes right down to it, but I think the first 3 years, most of the games that came out was like between PS4 and PS5, and we'll go through some of the games that that came on PlayStation that I guess you can call borderline exclusives and stuff like that. There's some that are exclusive to the PS5, I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but I got a whole stack of games. I'm going to show you some of the ones that failed and stuff like that. And let me find that failed one there. We'll show that here in a few. But let's get on with this video and show you some of the games that came out on PS5 and talk about that generation and stuff like that as we go. So I know one of the launch games that came out on PS5. Let's see. I got a couple of the launch games. Was this one launch? I don't know. I can't remember if this was a launch or not. But let's show the first two. Oh, here we go. Let's show the first 3 games right here that are pretty much exclusive to the PS5. And I got my list right here of the PS5 exclusivities and stuff like that came out on PS5 only. But I believe these were all launch games right here. We got Demon Souls remake, so pretty cool. I like this one, but it's still a remake and stuff like that, but really damn good PS5 game. But yeah, so this is kind of borderline being exclusivity, but this one has been needed anyway. So Demon Souls and stuff like that. Destruction All-Stars. Yeah, this game didn't do too well, I guess. Supposed to be like Destruction Derby and stuff like that. Remember that game? But with Destruction All-Stars, so we got that game. And one game that I can't wait till the sequel comes out, I'm guessing pretty soon, hopefully. Returnal. Pretty bullet hell game, but yeah. Like I said, some of these games are already on PC. I'm not sure which one, so I pretty much got all my console versions, so I don't really go after the PC versions of it. But Returnal's pretty sweet. Go with a couple of Final Fantasy games that were pretty much exclusive to the PS5. I'm not sure if they bring they're gonna bring these over to Xbox eventually, because Square Enix is getting out of that exclusivity type part of it. But we got the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then we got Final Fantasy 16. So these are kind of borderline right now. So when you think about it, I have a feeling these are going to be out on Xbox eventually and stuff like that. So if it's not already, so like I said, I'm not sure. I'm doing this video off a whim as I watch another video talking about PlayStation 5 anniversary. But we got Final Fantasy. All right. One problem that the PlayStation 5 had was doing remasters and remakes and stuff like that. And I pulled up this one right here, my Until Dawn. Didn't need a remake at all, or a remake or anything like that. But because the PS4 version's still good, and they made a PS5 version. Don't get me wrong, it's still a sweet game. But yeah, Until Dawn. I'm looking at my thing here to make sure that this didn't come out and everything else. I'm not sure, but yeah, just kind of when I look at this, it's like, why would they do this game? It's a waste of time doing this. But it still came out, still that way. But that's just those are remakes, just kind of like Demon Souls. Then we got Until Dawn. But then we had a couple of updates to the like PS5 version, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. One I was excited about that I'm hoping they come out with a sequel was Days Gone. So hopefully we get Days Gone too. They had a PS5 patch for this one. And then we got Ghost of Tsushima PS5 update for this one. Nope, looks like one of my lights went out. Ah, nope, went back on again. I had to figure that light out. But yeah. So we had these little updates for this one. I think it was like $10 to update it, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. But and I think this one was free for me, if I remember correctly. But we had that one. I know this was a launch day game. And it came out on PS4 and PS5. Sackboy's A Big Adventure. It had the PS5 upgrade. I bought this one because it was $10 cheaper, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's what I mean. They had a problem for the first 3 years of first few years. I'm probably still going on, but yeah, there's a PS5 game, there's a PS4 game available. This one right here is an Outcry. I don't got the part 2 one, but I got the update for it. But this is The Last of Us Part 1. Been remastered a couple of times now, and yeah, there was no reason for this one to exist except for to make money, as all it was. That's what I'm saying. When PlayStation don't have any kind of competition, I'm guessing, because really, when you think about it, they can pretty much get away with what they want, because the PlayStation 5 console sold millions. I mean, it's a big selling console, so PlayStation has not lost this console war at all. You know, they sold tons of them. So when you think about that for a minute, but that's why we get stuff like this, Last of Part 1. Yeah. Okay, I got my chair all cleared out. Let's go with some other games right here. We got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This one was pretty much an exclusive game to the PS5. This one did not come to PS4, I don't think. You can let me know in the comments below. Like I said, it's a scatterbrain when it comes right down to the games and stuff like that. But I'm looking at my thing here. Let's see, PlayStation 5 only games. This don't even show this in there, so this might have came on PS4. Who knows, or came on a PC. But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, another PS5 game. I don't think this one came on PS4. Maybe. If it did, my daughter's got it. That's Spider-Man 2. Yeah, it probably did come on PS4, to think about it. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the issue that PlayStation 5 has. But we got Spider-Man 2. Here's one awesome game that pretty much came out on PlayStation 5 exclusively, and I believe they got a PC version of this now. I want to get the PC version of this. One of the few PlayStation 5 games I want to get a PC version of, and that's Stellar Blade. Boy, oh boy, this is a awesome game. If you have not played this one, play it. It's pretty sweet. Then we got Astrobot. This one is pretty much one of the exclusive games that PS5 came out with, and when I think they announced that they're going to stop supporting on PS4, and eventually they came out with this Astrobot. Really awesome game. Oh, then we got Death Stranding 2, which another Borderline game, which I don't think this is going to be exclusive to PS5 forever. I think it's going to be 1 year. It's going to go to Xbox and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. It's got the PlayStation Studios symbol on it, so I have a feeling this one's gonna go to other platforms eventually anyways. Death Stranding 2, but pretty sweet game. I platinumed this next game, and it's not on PS4. Ghost of Yote. Yep. Good old Ghost of Tsushima. I wish they would have carried on his storyline, which would have been alright, but nah, that's alright. That Ghost of Yote. That's a PS5 exclusive. One that came out on PS4 and PS5, but with all the updates this game has been getting, it's kind of bringing it up to speed where it's pretty much a PS5 game now, where the PS4 version is being outclassed by this one, and that's Gran Turismo 7. So there's been tons and tons of updates for this game, and they announced more updates for it, like something Spec 3 or whatever, 24-hour races, and so yeah, this game is definitely getting its due, I'm telling. But yeah, another PS4, PS5 game. God of War Ragnarok, another PS4 game, which got a PS5. This is my my launch edition God of War, and my daughter, I think, had the PS4 because she didn't have a PS5 right away, so she got the PS4 version of it. But same thing, PS4 to PS5. Spider-Man Miles Morales includes Spider-Man Remastered. I'm including this one too. I don't think Miles Morales came out on PS4. Like I say, you can let me know in the comments. I got so many PS4 and PS5 games, it's unreal. But yeah, then we got one failed game right here. Yeah, lasted 2 weeks. When I think the big problem was PlayStation, they were trying to go all live service for a while, and I think they announced like 10 live service games, and they canceled a bunch of them. Helldivers 2 did pretty well because that's on Xbox now. I think that went to Xbox. That was Sony's big game right there that's making some money. But one failed game, that Concord. Why, man? Enough said about that garbage. But let's go to my phone here, talk about some of the games that are coming out. We got Marvel's Wolverine that's coming out. We got Intergalactic to Heretic Prophet. Let's see what's Paper Beast Enhanced Edition. Quantum Error, Quantum State. Oh, there's a bunch of Sorrows. I think that's the one supposed to be the sequel to kind of like the Returnal of Sorrows. But yeah, you look at the games that came out for exclusives and cross platforms. This is like the first generation of games where I think there was not enough exclusive games on the PS5 where it's just PS5 exclusive. PlayStation 3 had a lot of exclusives. I mean, Xbox 360 had their exclusives and stuff like that. And when you think about it, this generation's been interesting to say. Between 2020 with the COVID and all that, and people staying at home. I know the PlayStation 5 consoles were hard to get for a while. I was lucky to get day one edition. Well, I remember when I got my PlayStation 5 Pro not that long ago. My daughter got my original PlayStation 5. All the controllers. Then you had the price the price hikes of the PlayStation 5. This is like the one generation where I never seen a console keep going up. PlayStation raising the prices up. Same thing with Xbox. Both of them are doing it. Nintendo did it with the original Switch, but with they're doing the price hikes on PS5. So I got that. Then they came out with that nice little the PlayStation 5 control, the Pro controller of PS5 and stuff like that. And yeah, I got that. I use that most of the time. And PlayStation 5 with backwards compatible with PS4 games for the for 99% of the games. I'm assuming there's some games that I don't think will play on the PS5. I can't remember which ones they are, but yeah, 5 years the PlayStation 5 came out. Do I think it's been a great 5 years? I give it a middle grade. If you're gonna go I give it a C or a B minus. For the console. It sold a bunch. Don't get me wrong. I love my PlayStation 5 just like I love my Xbox. But when there's a criticizing on the console, I'm gonna have to talk about that. They're already talking about the PlayStation 6 coming out here in a couple more years. I mean, like the PS5 has not even really got their generation going, if you think about it, and they're already talking about PS6. Yeah. So hopefully Sony does something. On a side note, I found out that Steam has got a Steam console coming out. I'm gonna have to talk about that because I just found that out today. Um, Maybe that'll give some competition to PlayStation when the Steam console comes out because yeah, it's Steam. Steam's a massive company. Then when they come out with something, what's good about Steam? They're not going to charge a whole crap ton of money for it and stuff like that. When I got my Steam Deck, behind my where I'm recording, I got to update it and stuff like that, and I got some games I'm playing on that. I think I'm playing Balatro on my Steam Deck right now, but I got my Steam Deck. It didn't cost a whole ton of money. You can go on Steam and go get one. So, and PlayStation, that's the other thing. PlayStation's talking about coming out with a handheld console, supposed to be able to be, play PS5 title type games. So, along with the PlayStation 6. So, 5 years in. And talking about PS6. So, yeah. Let me know if you like this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below. What do you think of this generation for PlayStation 5? Give yourself a grade down in the comments below. And like I said, you can let me know some of these games I talk about, what they're on. PC. Like I said, it's some on. I got Helldivers on Xbox. It's a scattered brain. It's a scattered mess. So let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. And I will check y'all in the next video. Bye.